We're gonna make a turkey burger right now that is unlike any other turkey burger you have ever had. It's super crispy on the outside and cheesy and tender on the inside. What would a burger be without any toppings? So we're gonna add a quick pickle for our burgers. And we're gonna do some pickled red onion and jalapenos. So naturally we need to start with the red onion. I'm gonna go ahead and just take the top off there. And then I'm gonna cut through the root end, remove the paper. Okay, now I'm gonna thinly slice the onion. So I have these 2 jalapenos that I'm gonna stem and then cut into 1/4-inch rings. And here is a 1-quart mason jar. Now you also could use a large bowl or a medium bowl if that's what you had on hand. The most important part of this whole recipe is that the onions and the jalapenos are submerged in the brine. And wait till you see how easy this brine is. So I'll put this aside, and now I need to get 2 1-inch strips of some lime zest, and then just get 2 cloves of garlic. So I am just going to just lightly tap it so that the skin is a little bit easier to get off the clove. Cut them in half. Oop, doing a little disco dance on me there. Add them to this saucepan, small saucepan, which I have a 1/4 cup of water in it. And now let's play the game of, can we get a 1-inch strip in one fell swoop? I'm the kind of person that likes to get one long clementine peel. I've got seasoned rice vinegar. And this is what makes the recipe as easy as possible. Because seasoned rice vinegar has sugar in it, it has some salt in it, so it's gonna help us to skip all the other steps of dissolving sugar, all that good stuff. So I'm gonna need 1 1/4 cups. Now, other flavors here. We've got mustard seeds, allspice berries, and peppercorns. We're just gonna leave them whole. I'm gonna put this onto the stovetop, and all I have to do is bring this to a boil. I love the smell of vinegar, so I'm very happy that the kitchen smells like this right now. Okay, so I'm going to carefully pour this mixture into my mason jar. Perfect. I'm just gonna give it a little stir. And again, just make sure everything is submerged in the liquid. Oh man, you can see that the onions already turn a lighter shade of purple red. It's so pretty. This needs to cool down on the counter, but once it's cool, I'm gonna pop the lid on it, put them in the fridge, because the pickles need to be in the fridge for at least 3 hours before we can eat them. These are my favorite turkey burgers I've ever had. So let's start with a little bit of salt, some pepper, and you're gonna see in a little bit how crispy they get on the outside, and they're gonna be so good on the inside. We're gonna need some panko breadcrumbs, which are the Japanese breadcrumbs, which are a little bit more coarse in texture. Looking for about 1 cup. And some mayonnaise. So we're not gonna be using a traditional panade in this recipe. We're gonna be using Monterey Jack, some mayonnaise, the panko, because those are gonna help with the overall flavor and tenderness. It's gonna add some richness and a little bit of fat into our turkey burgers. And here's some Monterey Jack cheese. And Monterey Jack melts really well. And then, star of the show, we've got a pound of ground turkey. This is the 93% lean ground turkey. So it has a little bit of fat. Get in there with the old hands and mix it up until well combined. And your hands are the best tool for this type of thing. Okay, this is my clean hand. I have a large plate here. And now I'm gonna divide this into 4 portions. And you wanna make patties that are about 3/4 of an inch thick and 4 inches wide. And unlike other turkey recipes, with ground turkey, you don't have to refrigerate these at this point. We're gonna go directly to the stovetop. I had a little bit extra, so I'm just gonna go through and add it so that no one feels left out if you have a smaller burger. Also, the real reason is that you want the patties to cook at the same rate. All right, I'm gonna go wash up, clean up. I'll meet you over at the stove. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of oil to this 12-inch nonstick skillet over medium heat until shimmering. And while that's heating up, I'm just gonna add a little bit more salt and pepper to the burgers. I'm gonna add the patties to the skillet, and I'm gonna cook them about 5 minutes per side until well browned and the meat registers 160 degrees. Just like the sizzle we want. So I like to use 2 spatulas just for ease of flipping and making sure the oil doesn't splatter everywhere. But also I wanted to point out that there's the frico on the exterior of these burgers. And that's from the melty cheese. And once it melts, it turns into that crispy, lacy exterior. So these are gonna cook an additional 5 minutes, again, until well browned and the meat registers 160 degrees. These look so good. Ooh, look at this frico. It's like almost shattering crisp. That is so beautiful. All right, I'm gonna assemble the burgers. I put some bib lettuce down on the bottom bun. And on the top, guess what we're gonna add? Our quick pickles. So I'm just gonna go ahead and top the burgers with our pickles. I made this batch last night because I always love to have a batch of these in the fridge. I'm normally a ketchup girl. Like I'll do cheese. I'll do some American cheese, but I'm not a big lettuce, tomato, onion kind of person until I tried these for the first time. Now I can't eat these burgers without these pickles. Oh my goodness. Now, do you see what I'm seeing? This is some of the cheese that's melted and about to fall out of this burger. I am gonna take a big bite. I don't know where to begin. Super crunchy exterior, tender interior with melty, gooey cheese. And the pickles cut through the richness of the turkey burger, which is probably something no one ever thought they would say. If you don't think a turkey burger could be as good as a beef burger, then you have to try these crispy skillet turkey burgers. And add some pickled red onions with a little jalapeno, and you have yourself a serious burger.